Hey, how are you? I'm SliceofOtaku, and the Steven Universe episode Familiar has served to further our understanding of gem creation by adding details to concepts we were already familiar with. And in doing so, the importance and value of the gem matriarchs has been elevated to new heights. The thing is, to be a part of Homeworld society, you must serve a purpose. It's to such an extent that some gems even serve as architecture. And with that, when we see the likes of a character like Yellow Diamond doing something, we know that there is some level of objectivity behind it. Her extraction chamber, at a quick glance, appears to be like a relaxing sauna of some sort. But we know this character. The mere concept of wasting time or leisuring about just irritates her, which is precisely why what she does before leaving the room is so noteworthy. She secretes a sort of liquid from her body that is then drained downwards. And around the same time, a process similar to this is being done by Blue Diamond in what by the looks of it appears to have been a shared bath, which is only further corroborated by Blue's story of the past with Pink, Yellow, and White. Yellow does mention that her extraction chamber is new, but you have to remember that the concept of new to an eternal being is more than likely different from what a human would consider it to be. But we are able to see that the diamond insignia of her chamber does not include pink. However, the one Blue is in does. So the usage of the word new here probably just means since you've been gone. Now, I'm sure the innate creative concept behind all this is likely the regular process of cleaning diamonds to keep them as shiny and radiant as possible. But it's been made to have even more reasoning behind it, which is something I really like. We know from the likes of Pink Diamond and Steven that the bodily secretions of a diamond are very special. Whether they be tears or saliva, they possess incredible healing capabilities, even extending to the realm of resurrection, as well as the ability to bestow sentience. And so this is what is being extracted and stored. We have seen this power be used on an individual level. But I'd imagine that pairing this with injector technology is what allows for kindergartening and the furthering of the gem species, which is a variable we hadn't been able to properly source until now. Which means the creation of gems is a weird sort of artificial insemination between the diamonds as providers and the desired terrain as the recipient. And via their advanced technology, they're able to preemptively discern the type of gem that will result from a particular pairing, and each resulting gem being a nearly physically identical clone, with exceptions to this being due to faulty kindergartening. So in a way, although gems don't practice concepts of paternity, the diamonds are biological parents to the subjects they create. And with that, considering White Diamond is a diamond among diamonds, I'd imagine that she is mother to Pink, Yellow, and Blue. And I just find this all to be so fascinating, as it may also account for the fealty of gems towards their diamonds. The Diamond Authority abides by a specific process for the creation of gems. However, by means of Steven, we have been exposed to certain perversions of this process, namely the Watermelon Stevens and Pumpkin, which each aid in our understanding of all this in different ways. With the Watermelon Stevens, they initially acted like a beehive. Because they had no orders and Steven was incapable of properly controlling them, they were docile. But once Steven was threatened or in what they perceived to be danger, they sprung into action and began to attack. Later, he was able to successfully give them an order, one which they obey to this day. And as time passes, their society gradually becomes more and more advanced, which is something I spoke of at length in one of my earliest videos. With Pumpkin, although Steven intended her creation to be for Lapis and Peridot, she completely disregarded their presences almost entirely in favor for her creators. And this was the case until the horror of Steven's actions disrupted her perception of him. And now bringing this back to Gemkind, although obedience and loyalty to one's respective diamond is innate, it is not infallible. Once a gem becomes disillusioned or distracted, problems arise for the diamonds, which is why things such as fusion are so heavily sanctioned, which is another topic I extensively covered in a very early video of mine. Same gem fusion is deemed acceptable because based on Ruby's explanation, you're the same gem you have always been, just bigger. But in the case of mixed gem fusion, it is such a perplexing and abstract sensation that it almost instantly allows another being to contest with the diamonds over a particular gem's loyalty. And I suppose you could bring up the case of Topaz in contention, but the sentimentality she displayed was only spurred on by what was shown by Steven and Lars in her vicinity. By hearing their words, she was able to process her own feelings in an unfamiliar way, something that would have never happened otherwise. Homeworld does not intermingle with other lifeforms. Their approach is total annihilation, and their process of planetary conquest is almost parasitic. And I'm a big fan of all this. I think it's really cool, mostly because I appreciate when things line up properly and make sense. I guess my only grimace would be that this just complicates the whole Steven and Pink Diamond situation a lot more, because if Pink Diamond is mother to her creations, then Steven's a brother to his own children. Which just sounds terrible, but now I understand why Uncle Grandpa of all people visited him. Please let me know what you all may be thinking when it comes to all this stuff, and do you think if the diamonds were able to genuinely comprehend the concept of mothers, that it would change anything for them? Put it all in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching and have an awesome day. I love you.